My child, today I would like to spend even more time with you to expand my heart more widely so that you can hear the depth of my love and presence. I know that you seek answers, that you need guidance, and that you desire to understand what lies behind the veil of your daily life. Allow me to take you on a long journey through my words, my story with humanity, and the many facets of my love. All of this I offer to you in a language that you can hear here and now to nourish your soul and refresh your spirit. You are undoubtedly asking yourself why I am addressing you with these words and how to extract from them a concrete source of life. Perhaps you have felt for a long time a call towards something greater, something beyond your limits. Perhaps you are lost amid a family, professional, or emotional turmoil, or perhaps you no longer find meaning in a world that is constantly moving, where information rushes by so quickly that you no longer know where to direct your gaze. Or perhaps, simply, you thirst for greater inner peace, for a deep trust that would allow you to move forward without being overwhelmed. I assure you that I know each of these nuances of your heart, each of these aspirations, and in my infinite tenderness, I extend my hand to you. I invite you to this deeper listening, to this encounter with me. I am the living God in the world. I am sometimes named differently. People search for my trace in various religions, ask 1,000 questions about me, but I am the one who was, who is, and who is to come, the origin and the finality of all that exists. I am the one who created the universe, and yet I am also the one who leans over the fragile heart of the human being. My mystery is vast, greater than anything intelligence can embrace, but do not believe that this mystery distances me from you. On the contrary, this mystery makes me capable of embracing every particle of your being, of being present in all places and at all times. It is because I am infinite that I can watch over you with such intimacy. I want to begin by telling you a part of my story with humanity that is rarely mentioned, the story of the diasporas, the successive dispersals of my people through different lands. You may have heard of the exile in Babylon, but do you know that there were also massive population displacements in the Persian Empire, gatherings of the faithful at the farthest edges of the Mediterranean, or the Essene communities that withdrew into the desert? Each of these forced or chosen migrations was an occasion for heartache, but also for renewal. When my children found themselves far from their homeland, they often rediscovered the essentials: fervent prayer, meditation on my words, and fraternal solidarity. In Babylon, some thought I had stayed in Judea, that I could no longer be worshipped without the temple. Yet, I was there too, by those foreign rivers where they wept. I am the one who does not abandon you in the exile of your life, whether it be geographical or internal. The term inner exile might speak to you. One doesn't necessarily need to leave their country to feel displaced from oneself, isolated, as if torn from their roots. Perhaps you are experiencing this inner exile when you are overwhelmed by worries, when you no longer recognize yourself in your own life, or when difficulties have cut you off from your deep joy. In these moments, remember that even in the midst of dispersion, I am there. I invite you to cultivate this presence, to seek me in prayer, in the reading of my words, in a gesture of kindness offered to others. For example, the book of Daniel shows how Daniel prayed 3 times a day, even under the pressure of a hostile decree, and I supported him in the lion's den. It is a strong image. In the midst of your lions, continue to pray. Continue to lift your gaze to me, and you will discover my strength. Look also at the prophet Ezekiel, who received his first revelations in the land of exile. I opened before him a vision of a wheel, of heavenly beings, of glory that moved beyond the temple. It was a sign to show that I was not confined to a single place. I accompanied my people wherever they were. Likewise, I accompany you everywhere, even when you no longer dare to hope. My desire is to bring forth hope from the midst of ruins. I did it for Jerusalem. I brought back the exiles. I rebuilt the city. And I can rebuild you too. You may be wondering how to access this presence, how to pray, how to speak to me, or how to hear me. I offer you a simple approach. Consider me as a friend who listens to you. Find a quiet place in your room, in nature, or even in a corner of your living room. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, let your thoughts calm, and dare to address your words to me. Tell me how you feel, where you are, what you fear, and what you hope for. When your words run out, remain silent for a moment, even if it is uncomfortable. Invitation to forgive, a push to transcend yourself, this quiet voice is mine. I often work in subtle ways because I respect your freedom. I do not shout at you. I offer a meeting, a path. You may wonder, but God, why is my freedom so precious in your eyes? Couldn't you intervene to remove all evil and spare me from making so many mistakes? I understand your question. Know that I created the human being free so that they could love with a true, unconstrained love. Love, for it to be authentic, must include choice. Indeed, this freedom brought with it the possibility of evil, as some choose to stray from good. But I firmly believe that freedom remains an invaluable gift. I do not force you to love me. I invite you. I do not constrain you to virtue. I offer you grace and light to choose what is good. Perhaps you find this burden heavy, but realize how much your freedom allows you to love, create, and forgive. In this freedom, you can also make mistakes, fall, but I am here to offer you a hand each time you stumble. Look at Cain and Abel, these two brothers whom I welcomed equally in my love, but one, jealous, murdered the other. After this terrible act, Cain became a wanderer, carrying the weight of his guilt, and yet I placed a sign on him to protect him so that no one would kill him. Why this sign of protection when Cain had stained himself with blood? Because I am mercy. I do not wish for anyone's destruction. I am always trying to redirect my children's hearts toward redemption, repentance, and life. Perhaps you have committed acts that you regret. Perhaps you think it is too late to return. But remember Cain. I watched over him despite the enormity of his deed, and I continue to watch over you, urging you to rise from the spiral of despair and enter the path of reconciliation. In your modern life, it is possible that you feel imprisoned by a frantic pace, work, obligations, virtual demands. You tell yourself that you do not have time to meet with me, that prayer or Bible study seems inaccessible. Yet I assure you that the Sabbath, rest, and pause are part of my plan for humanity. From creation, I instituted this seventh day, not for my personal need, but so that you could remember that you are not a machine. Have you thought about regularly taking time to disconnect, to recharge, to celebrate life? It doesn't have to be strictly on a fixed day if your circumstances don't allow it. The important thing is to dedicate periods of your life to connecting with me, with those you love, with the beauty of the world. There is no greater love for yourself than to respect your inner breath, to honor the breath of life I placed in you. An aspect rarely discussed is that of gratitude. It is mentioned sometimes, but I would like to focus on it. Gratitude is a powerful engine to transform your daily life. You wake up in the morning and perhaps immediately, you have the problems of the day on your mind. Take another habit. Instead, look for 3 small things for which you can say thank you. It could be a roof over your head, a ray of sunshine, the presence of a loved one. Even in difficult situations, there is almost always a small light to celebrate. Gratitude opens your heart, calms you, and makes you more aware of my presence. It allows you to perceive the preciousness of your life. If you learn to say thank you every day, you will grow in joy and simplicity, and this joy is contagious. If you feel blessed, you will want to bless others, share, and give. Look at the story of the lepers healed by my son. 10 were purified, but only one returned to give thanks, and he was a Samaritan, a foreigner often judged unworthy by the local people. Yet his action deeply moved me. You see how I never tire of being touched by the gratitude of my children. I could have demanded this gratitude as a duty, but what I seek is the spontaneity of your heart, the sincerity of a thank you that arises from love. Let us talk a bit more about the gospel. My son Jesus came to reveal my face to humanity. He walked on this earth, knew fatigue, hunger, joy, and sorrow. He healed the sick, welcomed sinners, spoke with children, denounced religious hypocrisies. All of this was to tell you that I am not a distant God, but an incarnate God. I know what it is to stumble over a stone. I know what it is to feel betrayed or abandoned. In his passion, my son was humiliated, wounded, crucified, and then placed in the tomb. This event, which seems the height of horror, is in truth the key to redemption. Through the cross, I embraced your suffering. I took it upon myself. Through the resurrection, I conquered death and opened the way to a new life. This Paschal mystery is not just a dogma. It is a living reality that can illuminate your own trials. When you feel crucified by pain, loneliness, or distress, remember that my son went through this and rose again. This means that death, evil, and night do not have the final word in your life. You can experience small and great resurrections. For example, after a loss, you can gradually find joy in life again. After a failure, you can bounce back and discover a new path. After an argument, you can reconcile and make a relationship stronger. Each of these moments is, in a way, a resurrection that I work in you. To talk to you about the Bible, I would like to draw your attention to a lesser-known book, that of Tobit in the Old Testament. It tells the story of a young man named Tobit, who goes on a mission accompanied by the archangel Raphael, appearing as a traveling companion. Along the way, Tobit does not know that he is walking beside a heavenly messenger. He faces trials, almost gets attacked, and risks losing hope. But Raphael is there, watching over him, and ultimately leads him to healing, love, and happiness. This story, which may seem simple, hides great symbolism. You are never truly alone on the path of your life. Sometimes I send angels. This could be a kind person extending a hand to you, a book that speaks to you, or a moment of synchronicity that lights up your way. You may not always realize it in the moment, but if you look back, you will see that I have placed supports along your path. By the way, the word angel means messenger. I can use any channel to send you a message, a dream, a conversation, an event. Sometimes you feel a strong intuition urging you to make a decision, avoid danger, or reach out to someone. Do not disregard these deep intuitions, as they may be a manifestation of my spirit guiding you. I would also like to deepen the concept of covenant, the idea that I have made with humanity, a pact of love. In the biblical story, there are several covenants. With Noah after the flood, I made the rainbow appear as a sign that I would never again destroy the earth in the same way. With Abraham, I promised a numerous offspring and blessings for all nations. With Moses, I gave the law on Mount Sinai, inviting my people to follow my commandments to live in harmony. Then I announced a new covenant, written in hearts, which my Son ratified through the gift of his life and his blood shed for the multitude. This progression shows how, through the centuries, I have sought to strengthen the bond with you, leading to the perfect covenant of incarnate love. I tell you this so you realize that I am constantly seeking to unite with you in a relationship of trust and freedom. This is not a commercial contract. It is a personal covenant. I commit to loving you unconditionally, to giving you the grace to walk towards eternal life, and you are invited to respond by receiving this love, respecting my ways that lead to joy, and loving your neighbor. You can experience this new covenant in a concrete way when you receive my forgiveness, when you share the Eucharistic meal for those who live in this tradition, or when you open your Bible and let my word touch you. Let us approach another theme: beauty and art. You may wonder what this has to do with the Bible. Yet I have breathed into men and women the ability to create works of art, to compose music, to build sublime architecture. In Exodus, we see that I chose skilled artisans, Bezalel and Oholiab, to build the tabernacle. I filled them with the spirit of skill to shape ornaments, tapestries, and sacred utensils. Even today, I invite you not to neglect the creative power within you. Creation. Even if you don't have an artistic activity, you can perceive in what others do a reflection of my glory. Art, when inspired by the quest for beauty, becomes a silent prayer, a path where my children and I meet. Now, I would like to talk to you about a delicate subject: the relationship to the body and sexuality. Too often, the Bible has been presented as austere, forbidding all pleasure, but if you look closely, you will see that I created the human being in my image, male and female, and I said that it was very good. The Song of Songs, this biblical poem, celebrates the passionate love between two beings who love each other, and this book never mentions shame or disgust. On the contrary, it exalts the beauty of the body, the strength of desire. What matters is that love is in truth, respect, and mutual giving. I want you to experience sexuality as a language of love, a deep commitment, not just as a fleeting pastime or an interested exchange. I am the God of life, and I wanted the body to be a sanctuary where love is celebrated. Of course, you can stray into lust or domination, which brings suffering. But if you welcome my light, you can sanctify this aspect of your existence, making it a place of true communion. Let us also address the question of the suffering of the innocent, because I know it strikes your sensitivity. Why do children die of hunger? Why do natural disasters kill defenseless people? Why so much injustice? It is a mystery that sometimes makes you doubt my goodness. Know that I am not indifferent. I am the first to suffer when I see these tragedies. I am a God who weeps with those who weep and fights against evil with all my strength. Yet I chose not to abolish all the laws of nature or to eliminate human freedom, because that would deny the coherence of creation and the dignity of man. In this wounded world, I inspire in courageous hearts the impulse of compassion, help, and solidarity. It is in this context that you can be my hands, my face, by helping those in distress. I don't always solve problems through spectacular miracles because I rely on your collaboration, on your charity. Look at the book of Job, the righteous man struck by 1,000 misfortunes, who did not understand the origin of his miseries, cried out in despair, and his friends accused him, suggesting that he must have sinned. But the truth is that evil is not always the direct consequence of your personal faults. There is a dark part in the story of the world where evil acts. Job received partial answers, and at the end of his trial, he experienced my greatness and the power of my love. I restored to him 100-fold what he had lost, but more importantly, I made him grow in humility and trust. This story aims to teach you perseverance and respect in the face of a mystery that surpasses you. In your suffering, you can cry out, question, but I invite you to make room for me, to trust me, for I am capable of transforming evil into an opportunity for growth, of drawing life from death. Perhaps you are wondering about the future of the world. You see ecological, social, and geopolitical crises, and you wonder where this will lead. In the scriptures, I promise to create new heavens and a new earth, and the vision of the apocalypse speaks of a heavenly Jerusalem, where there will be no more death, sorrow, or pain. This does not mean that you should wait passively for the end of times. On the contrary, you are called to be a craftsman of justice and peace, to transform this world already through your concrete acts of love. My kingdom begins here and now. Each time you make solidarity triumph over selfishness, truth over lies, joy over sadness, the prophets announced the day of the Lord when all would be renewed, and my son declared that this kingdom was near. It grows like a seed, almost imperceptible, but it can become a great tree if you let it sprout. Now, let's address an important point: your relationship with other traditions, cultures, and ways of seeking me. I know that throughout history, my children have sometimes fought, convinced they held the exclusive truth. Yet, look at how my son welcomed all who came to him, even strangers like the Canaanite woman or the Roman centurion. I do not ask you to deny your faith or renounce what you believe, but I invite you to kindness, dialogue, and listening. My spirit blows where it wills, and there are seeds of truth in many traditions. Do not shut yourself off from the fear of others. Instead, meet them and seek what unites you without hiding what separates you. Respect is not the same as relativism. You can hold your deep convictions while recognizing the dignity of others' spiritual quests. I want to speak now of a very powerful biblical moment: the Transfiguration. My son took Peter, James, and John up the mountain, and there they saw him shining with glory, conversing with Moses and Elijah. It was an intense moment of revelation where my son showed his divinity. Peter exclaimed that he wanted to set up 3 tents to prolong this moment, but then everything returned to normal, and my son invited them to descend back to where they would face reality, suffering, and passion. You too can experience such a moment of transfiguration in the form of a spiritual experience, a sudden clarity, a contemplation that lifts you up. But you cannot stay on the mountain forever. You must return to daily life, carrying that light, bringing the love you have drawn from meeting with me. It may be that you judge yourself as too ordinary, too unlearned, or not holy enough for me to grant you great graces. Yet I take pleasure in choosing what is weak to confound what is strong, what is despised to confound what is exalted. Look at Mary, the young girl from Nazareth, or Joseph, the simple carpenter, or even Amos, a shepherd turned prophet. I do not seek elites. I seek open hearts, faith, simplicity, and a desire to listen to my voice. Therefore, no matter your condition, know that you are precious in my eyes, and I can make your life a testimony of my glory. All it takes is for you to give me your permission, your free and sincere yes. In the Epistle to the Corinthians, the Apostle Paul speaks of the body as a temple of the Spirit. This expression is profound. You are not merely a fleshly envelope of no importance. Your body is called to be the sanctuary where my Spirit dwells. That is why I invite you to take care of yourself, to nourish yourself properly, not to abuse substances that harm you, and to respect your need for rest and physical exercise. This is not simple moralism, but a form of love for the creature you are, shaped in my image. Similarly, I encourage you to see the dignity of other bodies, regardless of their appearance, age, or disability. Each one is a reflection of myself, even in weakness or fragility. At times, it is more praiseworthy to continue believing without signs, to persist in love in daily life, and to let yourself be guided by simple faith. Look at how, after the multiplication of the loaves, my son withdrew. The crowds wanted to see him perform more miracles, but he didn't want to be just a miracle worker. He wanted to be recognized as the way, the truth, and the life. The community of faith we call the church is not a gathering of perfect people. It is a spiritual family where everyone moves forward with their flaws, their quests, and where I give you sacraments as channels of grace. Unfortunately, there are sometimes scandals, abuses, and divisions, and this deeply wounds. I am aware of it, and I share your pain. Do not let these scandals destroy your faith in me. They are human faults, not mine. Keep seeking truth, brotherhood, and holiness. Throughout history, despite mistakes, I have raised saints, prophets, and reformers who have purified the church and renewed its missionary zeal. I can and still want to show you that I am alive, working within my people. Now, I wish to address a more concrete aspect of your life: the management of your possessions and money. Perhaps you find it strange that I speak about this, but my son often addressed this topic in his parables. The reason is simple. Your relationship with money reveals much about your priorities and attachments. Money itself is not evil. It is a means of exchange. But the love of money can become a root of many evils, as it can lead to selfishness, greed, fear of lack, and rivalry. I invite you instead to trust and share. Look at the widow who put 2 small coins in the temple treasury. My son pointed out that she gave more than those who contributed large sums because she gave everything and trusted me. You are not forced to make a vow of poverty, but I call you to generosity, to a solidarity-based use of what you possess. By doing so, you free your soul from the grip of mammon and open the door to my providence. Finally, my child, I do not want to overwhelm you with words. I know this text is long, and it may be difficult to remember everything. But if you have read through these lines, I want you to feel an echo vibrating within you. Perhaps a sentence called out to you. Perhaps a biblical story touched you, or maybe a concept seemed new to you. Let this seed grow. Reflect, meditate, discuss it with someone, or simply keep it in your prayer. I do not seek to drown you in a flood of concepts. I seek to awaken your spiritual thirst, to ignite in you a desire to know me more. My great wish is that you hear my call. Come, follow me, and you will see even greater things. I do not promise you a life without trials, but I promise you my presence in your struggles. I do not guarantee wealth, but I assure you the fullness of heart. I do not say you will never be hurt again, but I say that I will be there to heal your wounds. I do not tell you to flee from the responsibilities of the world, but to face them with my strength. As the psalmist declares, "The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing." And if despite everything you have doubts, if you go through moments of dryness or distance, remember that I am the God of Hosea, the one who pursues the unfaithful heart to win it back. I am the God of Anna, who listens to the prayer of a wounded soul and gives it joy. I am the God of Ezekiel, who spreads his glory over the lands of exile. I am the God of Mary, who receives the yes of a humble young woman and becomes flesh in her womb. I am the God of Peter, who lifts him after his denial and makes him the rock of his church. I am the God of the Ethiopian eunuch, who opens the way of baptism to all. I am the God of Tobit, who walks with him under the appearance of an unknown angel. I am the God of Saul, who becomes Paul, transforming the life of the persecutor to make him a witness. I am the God of every moment, the God who loves you, and I invite you to fully enter this story that is also yours. Know that I am waiting for you, that I rejoice in every prayer, every glance, every act of love that you make. You are not just a number among many. You are unique. Your life is sacred. Your steps leave a unique imprint in the universe. I created you for life, for happiness, for communion. Do not let fear, bitterness, or lies steal this calling from you. Lift your head, move forward, forgive, sing, pray, and love. Love, love, for it is in love that you will find your true identity. And it is in love that you will discover my presence, which never ceases to accompany you. I bless you, I support you, and I wait for you with all the patience and fervor of my infinite heart. Go, my child, and carry into the world the light I have placed in you. I am the Lord, your Father, and nothing will ever separate you from my love. Never.